What's the biggest employee walkout you've ever witnessed? I'd been with this home improvement store for about 8 years, 7 in North Carolina, then a transfer north to be closer to my best friend and her husband. They were expecting their first child, who would also be my goddaughter. I was excited to be there for them. And while my old store had me full-time in garden, the transfer got bungled. HR listed me as part-time, so I had to pick up an overnight gig at a gym just to make ends meet. Still, I worked hard, moved between departments, and made a good name for myself. When my goddaughter was born, I was all in. I babysat, helped my friends, and shared stories and pictures at work. Most coworkers loved it. Management, not so much. They already didn't like that I couldn't work endless overtime because of my second job and family commitments. Things got worse when a new assistant manager, let's call her Karen, showed up. Karen was abrasive and power-hungry. She once fired a cashier just for wearing a jacket with a Playboy logo. A bunch of us organized a walkout, and the store manager had to reverse her decision. That didn't exactly put me on her good side. Soon after, my ops manager finally gave me a full-time spot in receiving. My direct supervisor was tough to work with, but I pushed through. Then rumors started. Suddenly, whispers around the store said my goddaughter was actually my own child, born out of some affair with my best friend. I never found the source, but Karen had made plenty of comments about men playing babysitter, so I had my suspicions. Either way, my reputation was being attacked. Strike one came when Karen denied my holiday time off. Days I'd requested the second the system opened, the same way I had the year before. No explanation, just canceled. Strike two was when my supervisor tested positive for COVID. Company rules meant I had to quarantine until I got tested, but this was peak Omicron. Testing centers were swamped. While I scrambled to find an appointment, Karen and others harassed me daily, demanding I get back to work immediately. All while I was warning family and roommates about possible exposure, wrecking their holiday plans too. Thankfully, my test was negative. Then came strike three. A massive ice storm hit. My friend's husband got into a crash. Their power went out, and they were stuck with an infant in the freezing cold. I was the only one with a working vehicle and electricity, so I stepped up. I called out every day that week, citing family emergency. Management didn't care. They blew up my phone non-stop, demanding I abandon them and come back to work. That was it for me. That Sunday, I walked in, dropped my resignation letter on HR's desk, and left. At will state, immediate resignation. My supervisor sneered, asking if I was finally coming back, and I told him I was done. A few hours later, the real fireworks began. Karen texted me directly, "We'll see how long you can take care of your love child without us." That was the smoking gun. I told my friends about the rumor months before, but now we had proof that Karen herself was behind it, and she'd put it in writing. Between that, the harassment calls, and her targeting other employees, corporate HR needed to know. I compiled everything and sent it up the chain. What happened next was chaos. Karen apparently tried to spin the narrative by claiming she had fired me for immorality and job abandonment. Problem was, HR had my resignation letter. My supervisor actually defended me, and she fired him on the spot. Then she tried to fire the HR rep too, right in front of staff. It all unraveled from there. Departments started walking out. Appliances quit as a group. Garden left with their manager for a competitor. The front desk staged a protest when it came out. Karen had threatened Muslim employees about their headscarves. Lumber quit. ProDesk joined the protest after learning she'd targeted a Sikh coworker. Cashiers followed suit. Even the ops manager walked, notifying the district manager on his way out. By the time district staff showed up, Karen was literally seen sprinting to her car. The store had to shut down for 2 days just to recover. Now, I'm working full-time at the gym, getting more sleep, and spending real time with my family. No more 60-hour weeks. No more power-hungry managers. Karen wanted to play tyrant. Turns out she only succeeded in destroying her own career.